here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go, here we go.
Alright, so now we're standing here in the Hacker Arcade at Shmoocon, and with me I have Ryan and David, and if you look behind me here, you'll see Duck Hunt on a projector. What do we got going on over here? Like, what's the deal?
Well, essentially, we built our own arcade box, just with a Linux box and a 700 megahertz Pentium 3. We cut open a coin acceptor to the side of the machine and basically made it so that you could accept coins and launch the game. In addition to which, it's controlled by the Nintendo Wiimote system, just to add a touch of irony to it, since Nintendo still hasn't come out with their own version of Duck Hunt for the Wii. So we beat them to the chase.
Tell them how the coin acceptor works, David.
The coin acceptor gets a little technical. Essentially, it's basically just a serial cable attached to itself. It's a loopback cable, but the data wires, I think 5 and 6 are... No, that's wrong, but they're basically crossed and disconnected until a coin is dropped, where they're connected for a short second. And there's some modifications that are created to the Shmoo Group's code that essentially allow it to basically send signals to itself and and listen to itself and not be able to do anything until the coin is dropped, and that launches a key in the game, which is emulated, and key emulation is actually very hard. So
the coin slot, what you've got going on, is like, is it just like when the coin drops through, it bridges the connections, or do you have a micro switch down there?
Yeah, that's essentially it. I mean, it's pretty much the cheapest way to go. I mean, how much did that coin acceptor cost?
Like $30, something.
Oh, well, it was a little more expensive than I thought it was, but it's still cheap. It's still cheaper, than buying an arcade machine.
So, what else can you tell us about what's going on up here? Like, I see the IR thing up there. Or?
Again, David did that. I just kind of helped him put it together in the end. So, another interesting part is actually how they're distributing the point systems. Like, for instance, we tried to have it so if you score a certain point amount, you would get a certain amount of tokens. Shmoo ball. Where's our return fire?
Oh, here it is.
Here we go. So, okay. There we go. So, they have some crypto code that generates keys and gives you guys tokens for how many points you get. So on top of the coolness of the arcade, we're giving out points on USB thumb drives, which are redeemable for merchandise at the end of the Shmoocon, so it's pretty cool.
So now I noticed one thing when I was playing it is that the accelerometers work, but since the IR isn't working for the triangulation of location. Yeah, there it is. For anybody that's unfamiliar with the Wiimote, everything's done over Bluetooth. All the buttons and all the motions sent over Bluetooth, but it uses the infrared for triangulation. So when you can do this, it senses you're moving left or right, but it'll also give you the location on the screen. And I know there's a Windows version, but you said you had problems with the Linux driver for the Wiimote?
Yeah, there's actually a couple of different Linux drivers available. They all use libwiimote at its core, but the original one that we went with, WMD, which I think stands for We Want to Mote Damn It, which that's not actually a real acronym, but that's what they called it. Basically sucked up around 75% of the CPU cycles available, and when you're emulating stuff on top of that, it basically became completely useless and was totally bricked. So we just dumped that driver altogether because we just didn't have a choice, and it did use the infrared sensor and everything like that. We found another one at the last minute called Seaweed. That's written in C, and it was a lot better in terms of performance, although we kind of, it turns out, had to sacrifice the calibration for the infrared as a result. But a little tit for tat, whatever.
When he says last minute, he means last minute. This was this morning, like 1 o'clock this morning, getting the remote to work. Yeah. So everything that could went wrong with this arcade box has gone wrong. So yes indeed, my friend.
Yeah, Murphy strikes again. Well, and again. All right, thank you so much, fellas. Greatly appreciate it.
Man, it's been a fun conference.
Yes, it's been. Oh, you like those lightning fast reflexes. You know what? Before he even cuts it.
Return fire.
Oh, I missed because I threw left-handed. Yeah, and you throw like a girl. All right. Catch y'all later.